please welcome onto the stage Samantha Snabes of re3D. Their flagship technology is an industrial strength 3D printing solution.
Printing is a massive market opportunity. It's democratizing manufacturing so that individuals like you and I can transform your idea into a 3D reality. And thanks to the current desktop printers, we're getting better and better at making iPhone cases and bobbleheads with affordable desktop printers. But on the other end of the polarized spectrum, you're left with industrial printers that are cost prohibitive. And so you ask yourself, what about larger objects that are affordable, such as 3D printed furniture that you see here, prosthetics, tools, functional objects at the human scale that truly address human needs? Hi, I'm Samantha, and I'm the co-founder and catalyst for re3D. And at re3D, we're breaking the two biggest barriers constraining 3D printing, and that's cost and scale. Our flagship technology is called the Gigabot, and it's the world's first industrial, affordable 3D printer. It has a build volume that's 30 times that of your average desktop 3D printer, but a fraction of the cost of an industrial system, starting at just under $6,000. We prototyped Gigabot using $40,000 from Startup Chile, and we then launched it on Kickstarter, raising an additional $250,000. Fast forward, 1 year later, we've cleared over $1.5 million in sales that we're announcing this week, in addition to have just closed on our second Kickstarter campaign. We do this with a community-first approach. We're constantly looking at our customers. We're collecting their stories, their challenges, their pain points, and their successes, because together we save countless hours of work while at the same time identifying new opportunities and applications in 3D printing every day. We do this because our 250 unique users are spread across 35 countries, and that, coupled with regular press mentions that we receive on a daily basis, affirm that there is a market for affordable, low-cost, and yet industrial human-scale 3D printing. We also have a number of strategic partnerships that span the entire 3D printing ecosystem, whether it's with 3D Hubs, a community-based platforms for better uploading and downloading large format files, as well as partnerships with material scientists around the world looking at high-strength industrial 3D printable materials. Additionally, we have a new addition to our portfolio, and that is Wevolver. It's a conversation that started just last November at Web Summit, and we're pleased to announce we're now a featured product on their website where they help us better manage the documentation for the hardware. We have a commitment to social responsibility. With a community-first approach, we give 1 Gigabot for every 100 we deliver. This allows us to identify where human scale meets human need. We also support the prosthetics movement. By sponsoring printers, we have a pulse on disruptive innovation and can better appreciate where 3D printing can enter personalized medicine. And now we're on to our next challenge. We're now looking at opportunities to dramatically reduce the cost of the raw material feedstock. You see, it's common to see images like this, trash heaps around the world where unreclaimed plastic comprises 80% of unused material. By using this feedstock, we now have the opportunity to take that into the printer so people around the world can not only own their own supply chain, but also their own personal factory, unlocking new and high-growth models worldwide. We're a NASA spinoff. Our team of seasoned entrepreneurs, as well as financial gurus and 3D printing specialists, have the knowledge and know-how to make this happen. We're also complemented by two outstanding advisors, Pascal Finette from Mozilla and Singularity, and Tom Chi from Google Glass. But now we're asking you, we want you to come alongside of us to share your resources, your network, and your input so that we can take 3D printing where no printer has gone before. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Samantha. I'm just
Sorry
wondering
about the slides.
if anybody's got a question.
Could you talk a little bit about how hard it is to get this set up and working and maintained when you bring it into an industrial environment? Do you make any service fees off of that, or are you really just trying to sell the printer and make it somewhat self-serve for all these other organizations?
I think across the market, we're striving to make sure that it's plug and play. We also do a lot of work up front to ensure that leads are qualified. They understand where the technology is today and where it's going in the future. With that in mind, we know that we will have competition shortly, so we do offer service plans for standing up a field tech program and thinking about consulting services as well. Yes, sir?
Can you talk a little bit about what's technically difficult or impossible to replicate?
Pardon?
Can you talk a little bit about what's technically hard or difficult or impossible to replicate?
Sure, there's a few things when you're printing with large scale. One, there's a lot of knowledge and know-how about how you set the temperature, the settings to optimize a print. Additionally, when you're scaling a printer, you have to worry a lot about vibrations. We found ways through our experience in the NASA to mitigate that. And then finally, we have a community that is super resilient and growing on a daily basis where we're capturing a lot of the first movers and leveraging their insights to grow forward together.
Fantastic. Thank you so much,
Thank
Samantha.
you.